many of the insights that inspired me to write this book. I want you to purchase your book today and sign up for the book review. Let's enjoy the virtual time together. I look forward to having you as my personal guest on that evening. God bless you.
Funeral Home, dignified and distinguished, located 6709 West Capitol Drive, offering pre-planning and affordable full-service packages, accepting all insurance, including private pay. In your time of need, call 414-527-6000. That's 414-527-6000.
WGLB AM 1560, 96.1 FM, W241CI, Milwaukee.
Saved in the City is your destination talk show for kingdom solutions to real-world issues through candid discussions designed to empower, improve, and inspire you to live a more enriching life. It's where we explore real issues and engaging topics from church culture to world culture and everything in between. And now, your host, Iberia.
What's up, Milwaukee and the world? Welcome to another episode of Saved and the City radio show right here on WGLB 1560 AM, 96.1 FM. Yes, it's your girl, Iberia, and you're locked into the right place at the right time for your kingdom solutions for real world issues. Yes, it is absolutely going down, and I'm not here alone. I'm here with the Saved and the City crew. How y'all feeling?
We all we got.
Okay, that is Steven's line. Every time we come on the show, but it's true. It's true.
It's true.
Oh my goodness, we're missing our Tej Boone on today again. I think this is the third week we've been without Tej.
My feelings are hurt.
I know my feelings is hurt. I'm starting to feel some type of way about it. I'm starting to take it personally. Yeah, but no, he's out of town, so safe travels to him. He's taking care of his family and doing some things, and so it's just been. I don't know about y'all, but it still feels like it's 2020 to me. I'm sorry. It really still feels like has anything changed? I think we said this probably weeks ago, but it is really true. I think Tej actually said this. He said he felt like 2020 went in the other room, put on a wig, came back and was like, "What's up? How y'all living?" And we was like, "Nah." We see
know
you.
we still you.
Well played, December 35th, 2020. Okay.
So that would make it like what? December? What's today?
I don't even know.
It's like December 60 something.
Oh, right. Exactly. And so, what's up, WGLB listeners? We hope that you guys are feeling great, or listen. Even if you're still feeling like it's 2020, we here. Either way it goes. And so, our loose theme for today is He's mindful of you, and that gives me peace. Even in all the things that that I've already kind of said, it feeling like it's 2020, and just it feels like it's been a rough week for me. We're gonna do our check-ins in a minute, and what I was reminded of in the middle of all of these things that has been going on is that God sees and God knows. Yeah. He sees and he knows all things, and there's just something about that. If you think about a parent and a child who is, maybe he fell or whatever the situation, when they know that the parent sees or that they feel their presence near, there's more of a calming. There's I'm going to be all right because they're in the room, right? And so God is in the room with you, okay? So he sees and he knows, and so whatever the situation that you're dealing with, just keep that in mind. And if he sees and he knows, he is going to work it out. Victory is your portion, okay? And nothing else will do. And so, there's been a lot that's been going on already, several deaths this year.
Jeepers.
Right? And so, come over, Jeepers. I love you just for that comic relief. Just for that comic relief. Yeah.
Just let it pass.
Come on, go with the Jeepers. No, but seriously, like Jeepers Creepers. Seriously. But honestly, so the death that I'm getting to is Cicely Tyson. Yeah. Rest in peace, Mama Cicely. Right, go ahead, Steve.
Listening to your recording, you did a live, what was it, last night or this morning?
Oh, for sure, last night.
And I agree with you 100%. It's like, it's not. It doesn't have the Kobe effect.
Yeah,
because he was young.
Right.
But the fact that she
Or the Chad Boseman.
Right. But she seems so accomplished that this is more of a homegoing for real.
Right. And that's how I think I did say that towards the end. I said, that's how I feel like death should feel. Like, you know, from our perspective, you know, as those watching them leave and transition to their other place, where it should feel like, man, well done. Like, okay, you lived, you did. You know, and I was even thinking about that with some of the movies that she played in, How to Get Away with, well, not even just the movies, the series, How to Get Away with Murder. The series finished.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like left undone.
Right,
you know, it was
right.
like, okay, it was like, really, what else? You know, and that's how when I go, I want to feel like, yeah, I got it all out of me.
Right.
And I think she almost sort of kind of did a farewell tour, not intentionally.
Yeah.
But she spoke at a lot of events in the last year.
She spoke at a lot of events, and she's just been looking amazing.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, and in her right, like all the way right mind.
And still sassy and feisty, and I loved
Okay,
it.
and a cute bob.
She
Stiff
had-
wear.
She had like one interview where she had like purple fishtail hair,
Yeah,
and I was
sure.
like, "You better come on. This
I
is
said,
cute.
"Come on, mama."
It
Okay,
was
right.
cute. No
Like-
grace.
Okay, exactly. And so and so I know a lot. I've seen some people like sharing stuff about Cicely and feeling like, oh, this one hit hard, and I was like, yeah, no, it does hit hard because she was a giant in her own way, and so you're gonna feel her presence gone because it was Mama Cicely. You know, honestly, if I can be honest.
Paved the way for so
better
many
pave.
actresses.
It felt like she was old. Can we just be honest? I felt like she was old.
Say it.
Forever.
Her
My
and Morgan
entire life.
Freeman.
They
Yeah.
go, first of all, somebody said they gonna say Morgan Freeman was Adam from Adam and Eve.
And first of all, I guess that
And
Cicely
I
might have
feel
been
like
Eve, and that's okay.
I think the picture was them two together,
It was.
Adam
It
and
was
Eve,
them
because
two
they were
together.
really
This is
old
why I
black
can't.
actresses.
This is why we'll now with the Satan City crew because
Lord
no, but
Jesus.
listen, Mama Cicely is laughing right now, so hush.
But somebody said like, you know, rest in peace to her, gone too soon. And I looked at it, I was like, it was not too soon. She was
96.
really, really old. And you have to think about it like, when my
Gone too
grandmother
soon.
was older, like she was really old and she was happy with her life, but she
Yes.
had peace about going.
That's what I felt like.
Right.
Honestly,
So it wasn't too soon. It was like, I'm ready to go anyway.
Exactly.
Shoot.
That's what I was thinking when I was, you know, so when I thought about Chad's death or when I thought about Kobe's death on a helicopter.
There's so much to
Gone
do.
too soon, you know, when it comes down to that. And so, but Cicely, I for some reason, I felt like
It's
there was a piece
behind.
there.
It's a piece there.
I
like-
feel peace about it.
I felt real good
For
about it. Like,
sure.
for, you know, not real good, but you know what I'm saying. Like, okay. Another one, you know, if and when, well, not if, but when she goes, is Betty White.
Yeah.
That I'm
Ooh,
gonna
yeah,
feel
that
like,
was-
and I know Betty's like, girl, don't you be talking about how you gonna feel when I go. But she's another one that has just done so much that I feel like I'm gonna be like, okay, well, good job, Betty. We did it.
Her
Yeah.
James Earl Jones. All of that.
And I feel like they enjoyed their lives. You know, they enjoyed their lives. I made like a comment today, and it was like, I don't want to get old and be on like my deathbed and be like, yeah, I achieved a lot of things, but I didn't enjoy my life.
Ooh.
Wow.
And so it kind of, I guess her death really kind of opened my eyes like, yeah, I want to achieve stuff, but I want to make sure that I have a full life, that I had joy, that I enjoyed my time here instead of just getting trophies. Because I have a lot of trophies and be like, but I didn't enjoy getting it. I did it because that was the only thing that made me feel value. No, I want to feel value in my own moments, in my own memories and stuff like that.
That is massive. Like, I love that. I can't think. There's this Beyonce song, and I cannot think of the
I
words.
am here.
Yes.
I lived. I love.
better
Yeah,
sing,
I love that
daughter.
song.
Okay. But yeah, but that song, and that's how, and I want to feel like that. Like I was here, like I made a mark, and I enjoyed my life. Like
Yeah.
you said, so if that means, you know, you need to take a break and rest, go ahead.
But it
Steven.
seems like age has changed since we've grown up.
For sure.
Like I remember when the Golden Girls, the show, they were in like their like 50s and like touching 60, and we looked
Yeah.
at it so different.
Yeah, I thought
Whereas
they
now-
were so.
Yes. Whereas
They
now,
they tailored them like that too. Like
But
they
it was a
came off
different
really
kind of old though. But that's
was,
that's how
right.
we. That's old is different now.
it's just different.
Oh,
Like you
I
see
mean, you
80-year-olds dating and workouts. And
You
got
see,
abs and
look
everything.
at, like I didn't
dude.
realize, this is also, today is also Oprah's birthday.
Oh, wow.
She's 67.
Yeah.
I didn't even
I
think
wouldn't
about
Yeah,
it.
I would
know
have never
that.
thought that.
Oh, right.
Her or Gail, I would have never.
Wow.
And so, and how old is Angela Bassett? She's like,
She's 60.
She's 60
60.
something.
60.
She's early 60s.
ma'am,
And she's beautiful.
Jennifer Lopez,
Gorgeous.
50.
50
J-Lo.
something. Yeah.
And
Ages
wasn't the
are
girl
different.
dancing on a pole on some
Who?
award show last year? J-Lo.
Oh, yes.
The year
J-Lo.
before,
Her
I
and
said,
Shakira, yeah.
I told my
Shakira.
mama, I said, Ma, y'all know y'all the same age? And she said, what she was doing? I said, Ma, she was twirling on the pole and
Yes, she
singing and
was.
dancing. She said, oh, you won't be catching me.
Okay.
I said, well, at
Listen,
least
hold
one
it.
of y'all can.
Right, but it's possible. And so again, with aging is very different in 2021 than it was, back in the day. So a Blanche today
I'm saying.
would be hot mama, like super duper hot mama,
Yeah.
in comparison. Now I know we were going to talk a little bit about this once we go into our hot topics, but since we're just kind of on that subject of death, I want to talk a little bit about Larry Reed. Did you guys know that he had passed away?
No, I
saw
didn't.
that. I did see that.
I didn't know
Yeah,
nothing about
so if you don't know who Larry Reed is, he is a very well-known commentator, and he had his own talk show, and he was just a staple, really, in our community for a very long time. When you thought about interviewers and hosts and people, with their own kind of brand. But I saw he actually did an interview on Breakfast Club. Did y'all ever see that?
No, I've never
No.
seen that.
So y'all should check it out. And this is what threw me off, and again, in thinking about death. He literally just said he wanted to be frozen. So that's why I want to do a little research and see if they froze him.
Wow.
Freezing Larry King.
Yeah, he said
Larry Reed.
Larry Reed. Larry King. Who
King.
don't say Reed?
Oh, I thought you said Reed.
Did I say Reed? Ooh, help us, Jesus. Not
Yeah,
Reed.
because he's younger.
Oh, wow.
Larry
no.
King is old. You
I'm talking
said
about
Reed. Larry
King.
King.
Oh,
Because
please.
he's 60 Minutes.
Yeah, no.
Who's Larry
Larry
Reed?
King had his own show.
Y'all
Okay.
talking about some, listen,
Okay,
y'all
let's-
got millennials on this show, and I feel like y'all need to be mindful.
But wait,
no,
let
but
me
I
clear
didn't
it
know
up.
that he passed.
Right. But he was on the Breakfast Club is why I'm bringing it up.
Right.
So, but this is the part though. But let me clear it up. Larry Reed has not passed away. Okay. Larry
'Cause
Reed.
that's what you said, and I was like,
No, Larry Reed. My goodness, he's a gospel influencer, gospel gossip, I should say, influencer.
he be having all the tea.
He be
though.
out
I ain't
having all
even
the
gonna
tea,
lie.
honey. Listen, I stay on his page. But anyway. But Larry
King.
King.
Yeah, and so these are the people. I mean, but we are bringing up the older folk, which is kind of good because we're talking about death, versus So anyway, Larry King.
Yeah.
So he was the white guy. He has the glasses and he wears those suspenders.
And he
that
had
kind
the little
hair that look a
around
little
here, bald in the middle with the glasses.
exactly.
Okay.
And
he
so-
always look a little grumpy.
He always look a little grumpy.
She's funny.
Exactly, but he has been around forever when it comes to like those interviewing. To get an interview on the Larry King show was a big deal.
He was like the
Yes.
male Barbara Walters.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so
he
anyhow,
was a little rude, but
he was
I
very rude.
digress.
But on the Breakfast Club, so he said that he wanted to be frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went into it, and they were like, why would you want to do that? He was like, well, I don't believe in the afterlife. And so I thought that was very interesting. He says,
Really?
I don't believe in the afterlife, and pretty much we go into dirt, and that's what it is. And he said, I don't like that idea. So if they can preserve me, and I can live longer, then that's what I want. I was just like, wow. And I was just thinking about what would my life look like if I didn't believe that there was something on the other side.
Ooh.
That you could do anything. There really is no. You can adjust your moral compass however you
Oh.
want because there's nothing
know,
to live
That's
under.
a deep question.
You see what I'm saying?
You-
Like
you,
what?
you wouldn't press as hard as you do.
And I'm like, how did he?
Because-
Where was the?
Where's the drive?
Which is probably why he looks
I think
grumpy.
that's why. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that's why he's gonna look grumpy because if you don't believe in anything, then
No.
you have.
Then what
no,
are we? What's the
then
purpose?
you
What are we
don't-
even doing?
Then you don't have hope.
Well, success for success' sake, and some people that's enough.
Oh, I guess to leave it for whoever's coming
but
behind
you know what? Like, if you think about it, he was grumpy looking, and like I was saying, like if you can't believe in something after life, because everybody knows life is hard, then it's a struggle to believe in hope. And as a Christian, I strongly believe that he had joy because of the hope that was set before him.
Who had joy? You said Larry King had joy?
No, I'm just talking about the Bible. The Bible
Oh.
speaks
Oh.
on having joy
Oh,
and
for
being
sure.
hopeful, and hope and joy being connected. So I think I would miss out on a lot of joy because I have
for
nothing to
sure.
hope for. There's never a light at the end of the tunnel. It's just work solution.
I mean, and it also linked to the fact he had a lot of ex-wives. I think he was on that Elizabeth Taylor status with like, I want to say 7, but I don't
That's
know
a
for
lot.
sure.
But
But
I
yeah,
mean,
but again,
The way he was frowning because
Seeking
on that
happiness.
first date, we not getting married. You frowning at me on this date. No, sir, we not getting
that's
married.
a whole other topic of the people that, anyhow, yes, all of that, like, you that mad, like, but there's other people that's like, ooh, yes, we could be mad together. Like, we could
Yeah,
just
that's
be grump
true.
together.
That's
Like,
true.
no, thank you.
That's very true.
It's a mess. But anyhow, I'm grateful to be in the land of the living, and rest in peace to Larry King, okay?
King.
Rest in peace to Cicely Tyson. And I have to
Yes.
throw in another one, not to open the show with death, but this is what I've been dealing with all day.
Yeah.
Brother Anthony Brookins is a young man in our city, an actual tangible person that was a huge community leader that I just found out died. Either it was yesterday liked the song, didn't know if he liked the song. He was buying a ticket, he was buying a CD. He was just one of those supportive that was going to show up and be there. And not just for me, he did it for every young person that he came in contact with, during that time when we were really flourishing in our music careers. Right. And the fact that, and it was a sudden death. Like, it doesn't even, it's one of those that it didn't make sense.
Yeah, that's,
it wasn't a Cicely Tyson. It wasn't no 90. It wasn't like Larry King. I think he was in his 80s, Yeah. So it was just like, so rest in peace to Xanthony and, prayers to his wife and just everybody connected to them, because I just to even see the thread and everybody saying, oh, man, I got kicked out of school and Brother Xanthony helped me with da-da-da-da-da. And this is I started my business and brothers. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
But it's good to pass with a good reputation.
Exactly.
I like that.
That
And I
was
was-
one of my good church friends, Jasmine.
You knew Xanthony or her?
That's
of him?
her sister,
Jasmine.
her brother-in-law, Jasmine. I'm cool with Jazz. And when she
Yes.
brought it up yesterday, I was just like, man, I don't like the way she brought it up. I don't think it had hit her yet, because then later on her like profile, I was starting to see it, like just
It never
the memories.
hit you right at first.
And it was just like she had only good things to say.
Exactly.
Only
I
good.
literally,
That's
when I
cool.
shared it, the fact that I literally was able to be like, and he did this, and he loved his wife, and he loved,
Right.
And he
like I
loved
was,
his wife.
like for some reason, when I was typing that meant something to me. I was like,
And
for
he
sure.
loved his wife.
that was
That's
a
good.
big deal.
That just it when I don't know him personally, but when she brought it up and I clicked on his name, like when you tagged him, and I don't know, it was just like looking at his face, like my heart dropped, because like he looked well, he looked young,
Yes.
he looked happy,
Yes.
and like you don't like yes, we
Yes.
know this stuff happens, but like it could be anybody close to you. So I was
literally-
just like, woo,
I literally just inboxed him about my book, and he was like, oh, I got you.
Wow.
that's insane.
Like 4 days ago, I saw his post talking about the Packers game. It's nuts.
Yeah, it just oof, that's a lot.
So what are we saying? It is heavy, right? But I know a lot of us are dealing with those types of things. So number one, know that you're not alone, right? We're like Stephen says, when we open it up, we all we got. We're in this together. And when I do face those types of things, it does make me go introspective
definitely.
and start to say, okay, well, Brandy, what else do you need to do? Who do you need to apologize to?
Wow.
Who do you need to love on?
That's huge.
What do you need to fix?
Who do you need
right?
to forgive?
Who do you need to forgive? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And do that, man. And then just like God is the thing is, God is our model. He's mindful of us. Be mindful of somebody else.
Come on.
Can you be mindful of somebody?
Yeah.
Like we don't do we're so busy minding our own business that we're not
Oh, that's
taking
good.
time.
We like to
That's from the
brag on that
spirit.
too. I don't
Yes.
do nothing. I mind myself, mind my business. I don't bother nobody.
Yes.
And maybe that's your problem because you're
Wow.
not connected to community. So when you get out in community, it's culture shock. And so you're actually rubbing people the wrong way because you think that you're just minding your business. And that's all that's necessary
Okay.
in life.
And
Yeah, no.
and that is not okay, right?
Not
So
okay.
so death is going to be sad, but it should also be a wake up call and an opportunity for you to get it right.
And love
okay?
on your people.
And love on your
Real
people.
quick
yeah.
question though, because it was something I actually posted this week before the Cicely Tyson
Mm-hmm.
death.
Yeah.
Because I had a friend who lost his mother, And I'm like, it's funny that as we get older, that is something that's always in the back of at least my head.
Yeah.
If you have a parent that's still around, it's like, yeah, the older I get, happy birthday, but you're also thinking,
oh, that's scary.
like,
Closer.
yeah,
It is. It is.
It's inevitable.
It is inevitable. And so do right. Listen, honor your mother and your father, okay?
Your days
Love
shall
on
be
them.
long upon the earth.
Exactly. And the one thing I can say, because I did, and we're going to go to break, I did lose my father in 2015. And losing a parent is,
oh my goodness.
that is something that unless you've gone through it, you can't explain it, right? But when I tell you, God, again, back to that mindfulness, God is so mindful, and there's things that happen within that transition that, again, you can't explain. It literally is just spirit to spirit, and there's a comfort that happens when they're you feel their presence almost leave in a different way, and I think it's because it's different, you know. And so even though the sadness is really there, if you're open to that, you really do feel that they're okay and in a better place.
That's true.
Yeah, when it comes to a parent, like my dad died in 2014.
Yeah.
And it's that weird day. It didn't hit me for years until like 2019.
Yeah.
The day you call or reach out and you remember, dude, he gone. Like, I literally was finna get on the phone and be like, let me see what dude up to. And it's like, ooh.
I can't.
Right.
It
and
took
it
me a
hits
year.
you.
It took me a year to figure for my mind to really be like, oh, daddy gone.
Right.
Oh, he gone. Okay.
Right.
Right. It's an adjustment, and so I know that there are a lot of people that are going to be adjusting. Even I know we're saying, well, yeah, well done, Cicely, and blah blah blah. Her daughters or children are like, no, mama, you know,
That's still
it's still mama,
right.
you know. And or I was thinking about Viola Davis and Tyler Perry, you know, those are the people that were super close to her, and so that's where the prayers go, you know, to the people who are left behind, because we're the ones that have to walk through it. So anyhow, WGLB listeners and our Facebook and YouTube listeners, I hope something that we said may have inspired you, or at least got you to thinking a little bit about, you know, well, I still have life. What else can I do with it to be impactful? So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with your hot topics right after this. our hard check-ins. We was sad. We was feeling sad. But how are y'all doing? How's your week been? Is it going to keep us in the sad mode? It's been a week.
No.
I don't know why I'm so tired.
I'm just so tired. I'm so tired.
It's wind down time, and I'm looking forward to the winter storm. I'm sorry.
We'll talk about it because Steven is very excited about his Nintendo.
Yeah, I am. Like Mario on deck. No, you know how you can get those little retro things. We get like 600 games downloaded from the past. It's just memories. It's like, oh, I'm finna get. It was like $50.
Paperboy too.
Paperboy, Dig Dug, Mario, Mega Man. That's it's going down.
I'm tired of him all.
Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Ooh,
it's over.
Oh, do you understand what you just
Excite
did?
Bike.
When you said Mike Tyson Punch Out, you took me to my grandmama's house. Oh my God. I literally just went right back to my grandma's house.
Telling you, you need those moments with some LaCroix water, some lasagna, Jesus.
Somebody said LaCroix tastes like when your TV be staticking.
And the devil is a liar.
No, that's accurate.
It is accurate.
That's accurate.
Yes.
It's all of the cells.
It's like pretty much on the same voltage level as McDonald's Sprite.
Ooh, but
Whoa.
McDonald's Sprite got a little taste to it though.
It do
LaCroix
at
is
least a little
static.
sugar. That's all static.
It's all
You
steady.
drink it electricity.
But he gonna have some other flavor because you got that lasagna too, right?
Man,
Okay.
you gotta balance it out.
Right.
So you've been planning all week and you good.
I'm ready.
Still, and I'm a
ready.
little irritated
With the
because
pinky
Steven
up.
always good. Like, bro,
Steven always good.
Always, bro.
Yeah.
You don't go through
Don't be stuff going on, but there's so much other stuff to counter it.
He's
Hello.
so peaceful.
I mean, God has shown on so many levels that He just takes
better.
care of me, man.
That's why I rock with
Come on, mindful.
That's why I rock
Grateful.
with
This is why I rock with all of y'all. How you doing, Sharice? Though I know you feeling me, my sister, in the spirit. I need a vacation.
We here. So yesterday I dreamt about Cinnabons.
Whoa, what does that mean? Like fish?
Nope,
I
the
ate a
actual
donut.
cinnamon rolls from the mall.
I ate a donut today,
And
I've
I'll
been
be
on
on
a
my
fast.
way.
This is day 8. This is day 19, and I'm gonna have to. It was so good.
And he's faithful.
You said it was
anyhow.
worth it?
So good.
Oh.
He's faithful anyhow. So
From
I'm going to
where?
get a Cinnabon tomorrow.
We
from
gonna get the
mall.
cinnamon. Oh, they still got them at the mall.
They absolutely do, and I'll be there.
Y'all like Cinnabons?
But
like
you know,
that?
no, I don't. Let me tell you what I like.
I'm with you.
Confectionately yours. You
Heard
need
of
to
them.
go to
Heard of them.
Adesia.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I
I
heard of
never
them.
Over
had
at
that.
Sherman Phoenix, baby girl. Okay,
I heard.
listen up, WGLB. Listen
Uh.
and the Saved in the City radio show crew because
We're talking about food. Come
yes,
on, let's
because
hear it.
apparently y'all don't understand. Confectionately yours, and this is a shameless plug. Okay, over at the Sherman Phoenix, she has red velvet cinnamon rolls. Hold on.
Oh, I heard.
Wow.
Hold on. She got the German chocolate cinnamon roll. She got the peach cobbler cinnamon roll.
She ain't
She
playing.
got the chocolate turtle cinnamon roll. Anything is cinnamon, any kind of cinnamon. She got the regular cinnamon roll. People's like, I don't know, I just want the cinnamon roll. Get the cinnamon roll.
I'm just so
Fresh
happy.
baked. Come on for the break. Fresh baked, and I
I don't know if I have the
literally,
words to
I literally cried.
I was
One
gonna say
time-
you about to tear up now.
I did. One time I bought 2, and I didn't care.
But it's,
I
listen,
couldn't eat both at the same day, but I did.
Aside from
eat
my
one.
food, y'all, like I've been doing okay, and I have been really pressing myself on rest this
Good.
year and enjoying my life and taking guilt-free naps.
Oh, I saw that.
Guilt-free naps.
I've
I
never
always
been
feel-
guilty with
I
it.
do.
Oh, somebody
I
put a
love
post
naps, but
saying.
you have babies. I
It's
get it.
after, yeah, I was gonna say that. It was after, not even like my first child. It was after my second child that I began to feel guilty for resting. Because I'm just so used to being productive, and then I sat down and I thought about it. Once I just kept living, like
For my most being productive, I need to rest.
yeah,
You don't
I
want me
can't.
unrest.
I gotta keep moving, and it's not good because the way that I get away from healing real life issues or wounds within myself is to be busy, and so it makes me look stronger than what I am when I'm busy. And so, and I don't want to be that no more. I don't want to be that no more. So I woke up one day and decided I was going to change and be vulnerable and take guilt-free naps and actually deal with my emotions and broken parts of my soul, because it's broken parts of your soul that don't necessarily affect you in everyday life.
Yes.
But it's those broken parts of your soul that will keep you from naps and sleep at night and
Right.
enjoying a TV show.
And it do be holding up stuff though.
It
It
is.
really
If
do
you could
hold up stuff.
explain where's the guilt come from?
I think the guilt came from just watching my mom
I get it.
and how she carried us so much, and she made it look easy. Now that I stepped into that, it's kind of like trying to meet that expectation. It's coming from wanting to please everybody, people pleasing. Okay. So I want to meet everybody's expectation because I don't like seeing people upset.
Girl, I just want to lay out because you better talk about my life. Go.
and it's not because I want them to like me, and it's not because I want to come off better than I am or pleasing or people. I just like when people are happy. I just love it for other people, and I will break myself to mend you. I will bend myself so that you can be flexible. I will give my last so you can have a monsoon when you probably already got enough. I just like seeing people happy, and the Lord was just like, look, I can't even save everybody, so what you doing?
Wow.
And so I'm trying to chill, y'all. So if y'all ask me to do something, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to say no this year. If I didn't come into this year with this already under contract or obligated, I can't do it.
And that is period.
Powerful,
no, I've been similar in that way. Like I'm not really had to apologize for naps or felt like I had to because most people don't know.
That's my funny part though, like because people are like you don't like naps. I'm like I love naps, but like you wake up feel like I don't even drink or get drunk, but I shouldn't feel like I'm hungover when I wake up because my mind was not even asleep when I was sleeping.
Ooh. But see, my thing is, I don't have anyone. So I'm single, okay? Yeah. So I don't have, nobody sees when most of the time people just see me up and going.
Yeah.
Right? And so for me, I don't feel that guilt, but, if I can be super transparent. So a sister ain't all, I've been saved for a very long time, but I ain't been super saved for a very long time. Right? So at one point I was shacking up. Yes. The Saints, I was shacking up.
Okay. Don't be judging people.
Listen, but our production person is judging.
At you.
Okay.
He always, what's new? He always judging.
It's judging and shaking his finger at me. Listen. And that's helping somebody because some people are shacking up right now. Listen on WDL. Okay,
we just got real. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So I was shacking up. But listen, when I'm bringing this up because this dude, so I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. So I would work from home. A lot of times I'm working from my computer. Right. I'm doing some stuff. And I might be in my pajamas, but I'm working probably harder than most, okay? Yeah. And so he had a complete issue with the fact that he would come home. Sometimes I would be...
And you in the same spot?
I'd be in the same spot.
Outfit.
In the same outfit.
No, I had that. I think it came from that, too, because, like...
And he was like, you lazy. I was like, and that would irritate my life.
I think that's it. That's one of the things that kind of scarred me, too.
Why are the men laughing?
Because they the ones that started our scars. Everybody knows, like, I'm not married anymore, but when I was married, that was a conversation that me and my husband often have. It's like, you ain't got up all day. I said, who, baby, you nursing?
Oh, Lord.
Who changing who diaper? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse with this newborn and help this 5-year-old with her grammar work. Okay, leave me alone.
I just started an entire business. I just launched a group of South. Like, I literally will be doing things... So like but this also a creative thing. I'll say that, and then we'll listen, y'all. We just having a good old conversation, and I needed it. Okay.
But I feel like there's somebody relating
That's
out
why I'm
there.
silent. Like y'all go ahead and vent it out. I'm just listening with my pen and paper. Like
no, but seriously, but no, it's real. And the thing is, we just have to understand. Look, I done lost my whole train of thought. Oh my goodness, what was I talking about? The people and the men's and the shack.
We just went off on a whole little tangent. It was about like embracing resting your mind.
Oh, there we go. Yes, and resting your mind. And so, and come on, Stephen.
Also, that goes into the Brothers on Site recordings I was working on this week. As far it seems like in society, men are given a green card to not have discipline. So between 20 and 30, like we can be reckless as we want to be, and then at 30, it's like, okay, you deserve a virgin and a picket fence and a house, whereas women don't get that same rest. I'll say.
Well, I don't know. I think it kind of depends on the woman and the people that you're talking to. Because some people, I'm like, good God, do y'all ever do anything?
You funny.
But and like when people say I'm bored, I don't understand that.
I'm with you on that. I don't. Yeah, that doesn't exist in my word.
I never understand people who say they're bored.
I haven't been bored in so long.
What does that even mean? What does that feel like? When I'm tired, when I go to sleep, it's not because I'm bored. I'm tired. Okay, but I wanted to say this other thing too, and then we'll get into Joe Biden and the order. But the other thing what I wanted to say is too, you got to know the type of person that you are too, because creatives move very differently, and I am absolutely one, right? And so I was actually live with this God, tell my whole life. But I mean, it is what it is.
And what about it?
But I'll just say she was a creative.
Help
so I live with this creative. She was a transgender. Can I just say that? I don't even know why it's important, but I lived with her briefly. Yeah, get us at the stage so you get the whole thing. So she was absolutely amazing. And but one of the things though, we were having a conversation, and she said. She was like, well, she doesn't like for people to kind of get a glimpse into her life because she was like, I might lay on this ball for 2 hours and have it dark in the room. And you might think, what in the world is going on? But when she comes up, she's going to have the next idea, the next campaign, the next whatever. And so they move differently, right? And so my stillness for you might seem like I'm not doing anything, but sometimes I need that moment just to think and just to breathe. So that I can come up with the next idea. So you got to know the type of person that you're dealing with, and are they being lazy or is this
how they move,
how they
survive,
how they create, how they function, and how they're designed to work. You know, so it's pretty interesting. So some things are by design, some things are by default.
I think people like me. I will just say this: people like me. This is day 3 of me saying I'm going to rest, and what I tell
you, and you have yet to nap.
No, not even that. The temptation to do.
Oh yeah.
It's like to create,
you sound like
to
my mom.
start something. It's literally. It's
my mom cannot sit down.
It's not even just because my mind is busy. Like I think the enemy knows when I get still, God is gonna speak so clearly that it's the temptation to give you something to do, and when it's God ain't even tell you to do it.
Can you be still, Stephen?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a scripture. A lot of scriptures allude to the term sober-minded, and we assume it's talking about alcohol and all that. In truth, that's part of it. Sober-minded means when you get to that place where God can speak with you. Yeah. And like you said, the enemy always going to try to keep you busy and all of that stuff. But sober-minded means you're at a place where you are open to receiving what God has to say without distractions, which could be even your own gifts and creativity sometimes.
Yeah, I agree, because it's hard to say no to myself, because I can put an outline together for someone to write a book ASAP. I can do that. I can put together an event. I can redecorate a room. I can do everything, but to sit there and be like, no, sit down and be quiet. It's hard for me. So pray for me and keep me accountable.
Look, pray for all of us.
Pray on me accountable.
This has just been a week.
Hold me accountable. Y'all see me doing something, Sharice, go sit down.
Go sit down and relax and lay down.
I can say that for real?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
Do it.
Too much.
Look, we're going to try.
Oh,
yeah, so on top of all of the other craziness, so I got in a car accident this week. Did anybody know that?
I did see that, and it made me upset. And as I parked outside, I was trying to park nicely, and I didn't want to back into it any further. So I stopped really far. You're going to see I'm parked really far from your car.
You funny.
I was being considerate of my friend.
No, that car is, hit it again. But no, I'm okay about the situation. It was just distracting. What I realized is the enemy is so pissed.
Yeah.
Ooh, he mad.
My God, I'm like, I'm just living my life. But it was so interesting because
he bald-headed mad.
Oh, I thought you said he was a bald-headed scallywag.
And he is that too.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to pray before we leave because we're going to remember you said that.
And what about it?
Wait, we got a caller on the line. I think they want to join the conversation.
Who we got?
Caller, how do we get it on? We're going to do it. Okay. And I think we're on. What's up?
Hello?
What's up, caller? You're on the line with the Saved in the City radio show.
What's up?
Hey.
Good. How you doing? Good. What's up? Tyrone W. speaking. How you doing, young folks, young people?
Tyrone.
Hi, Tyrone.
All right, man. The fellas and the ladies. All right,
yeah,
man.
We here.
Brother men and sweet ladies. Y'all dropping some wonderful good nuggets, especially pint size. I mean, she's right.
Pint size.
It's a little bit.
Pint size.
Whatever. He know what it is. And what about it? Proceed, Tyrone.
Some of the big bangs come from the smallest things.
Okay.
That's our little firecracker.
But anyway, I love y'all. But listen here, I just wanted to share a nugget with all of you.
Yes.
And I usually open up with this here. I don't go by happiness so much. I go by joy.
Yes,
say it.
Because the joy that I have, the world and nobody can take it from you.
Yes.
So that's one thing you can always take with you. Circumstance and happenstance pretty much go hand in hand. You're only happy as far as your circumstances are carried.
Come on.
That's
So
right.
that's where I'll leave that. But so I pretty much rest in blessings and joy.
I love it.
And, happiness is, just something that's, just there, at the spur of, whatever circumstance happens to, deal you at that particular instance. But your joy, even through your circumstances, your joy is going to carry you through all in all.
That's
love
good.
it. Good word.
But I'll leave you with, but I was flying very high, on the young lady, inauguration evening.
Kamala?
Amanda Gorman.
Oh, sure.
Man, I'm still flying high from that.
That was beautiful.
Now, if you're talking about somebody laying it down, I mean, that girl, she talked and she spit that thing there.
Okay, did she spit that thing? Wow.
She talked that stuff there, and that's what I'm talking about. That's, her and you all, the world is in you all's hands. I'm 62.
Oh, wow.
But the world is in you all's hands. So, that's what I'm talking about, And then just a couple of days ago, I tuned into an interview with Ida Wells' granddaughter. And I mean, man, that just sent me out the atmosphere there. So I mean, between those two things there and other things, I'm flying high off of just those things. I mean, Ida B. Wells' granddaughter.
Okay.
And she's got multi-books, and other stuff in the works.
That's
and
awesome.
This Amanda, it's Amanda Gorman. I mean, so I'm just saying, be yourselves and just do what God has given you, because there's all kind of, like I said, Breonna Taylor, she was doing wonderful things in her way, and she was taken away from us. We don't know what Philando Castile had for us in the, in his heart and in his mind, or George Floyd, or Philando Castile, Tamir Rice, or any of them, So we just got to do the best we can and just make sure that these idiots stop killing us, and just be ourselves and know that the joy that we have, the world can't take from us.
That's
so
right.
I love you all. I'm not going to stay on here long, but I'm going to tune into you. Love you too, boo. And a little bit later. All right, we'll talk.
All right, man.
Okay, thank you, Brother Tyrone. Always a pleasure to have our brother Tyrone call in and give some encouraging words for sure. But that was kind of a good segue. He's talking about the inauguration, because I did want us to touch a little bit on Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Now Larry Reid. Now this is the Larry Reid I'm talking about. This is the alive Larry Reid. Now, okay. So he calls him JB. So I was just kind of interested in kind of what you guys are thinking about some of the things that he's doing already now that he's in office. And so I'll read this as a start, and then guys chime in. So basically, President Joe Biden ordered his Department of Justice not to renew its contracts with private prisons, which I thought was a big deal.
Right.
One of multiple new planks of Biden's broad-focused racial justice agenda, he calls him JB, is making important steps to right his wrongs and I think he meant systematic things that affect black and brown people. Racial equality plan is underway, and there's a lot of comments that people are saying, like, he hasn't been for us up to this point, and now all of a sudden, he's doing all these things. Well, let him do it now. And I mean, the whole jail system, I hate it. Okay, the way our jail system is set up in America. So the private prisons and some of the public prisons, like Rikers, like I just want it to be closed down, But the fact that he's doing something in that direction makes me feel like maybe there's hope. Do you think that there's hope, or do you feel like it's just okay, let's do this up front, and then we're gonna go back to our good old boy ways?
That's what I was saying. Like, I really want to hope that this lasts. Like, I don't just want it to be like, okay, let's do this just so we can look good for the first year. Like, you got a whole term to continue to move in this. Let's not just make this something because you got inaugurated and the black people were for you. Whatever.
Right. We was really for Kamala, but
for Kamala for sure.
Which
but
is
like,
why
let's make this stick. I don't want it to just be a show, because like I feel like we got our hopes up. Right now we do, and that was the level of relief that we felt at the inauguration, because we hoped for so much. Like, this means something for us, but I don't want to get disappointed. Please don't do that.
I mean, I remember back in college, like I actually did like some research. I wanted to vote for him like years ago, so I'm a supporter of
Biden?
him. Yeah, I was a supporter of him. Him and Obama, even before Obama became like a thing. But even back then and even now,
that does give me some peace that I know the Obamas are around.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as Biden goes, like he's always been for the people in a weird, as much as he knew how.
As much as he could.
As much as he could, right?
Old white man.
Yeah, you're right. So I mean, as far as the political promises and things, that's what he's doing now. The DACA stuff, as I mentioned last week, as far as lifting the Muslim ban and allowing immigrants to stay longer and helping them to get their like green cards and things rather than kicking them out. That's something he's working on. The thing that I think got a lot of people kind of not flustered, but it's funny, is the transgender stuff.
Yeah.
But we remember, like, we kind of touched on this last week to the point where it's like, okay, they are what they are. They want to do what they want to do. Respect who they are as a person, period. Let's not get too much into their personal lives.
Yeah.
Let's let them help us. Like, they have a service. We have a need. They can contribute to us. It's diversity. If we can get people to just work together, I think that's what.
But I think the issue happens with the working together is that if we could just work together, great. But can we work together without pushing additional agendas?
Correct.
That is the problem. So it's like, yes, let's put you in office, but then there's this other agenda that comes along with it, and it's like, yeah, okay. Especially we're thinking about the person that they put over the health. I forget exactly what her whatever was. But anyhow, you think about that. Yes, when you think about transgender people and the medical world, like it's still very new.
Correct.
Like for how so I think that we need people who know, kind of what's going on, who really know.
This is what it is now.
This is what it is.
It's a balancing act, and it's hard because the other side of that is, for example, people like in sports. Like there are many laws being lifted to allow transgenders to participate in sports. So you have people who were born as men who turn into women, and now they're like dominating in sports. Like it was a thing that somebody posted even today. Like it was a guy who didn't rank so well in men's running, but now he's in women's running. He's number 1.
Is that fair?
No, it's not.
Like, come on now.
Now that's the part.
It's a blowout, and it's a blowout.
But you come to the WNBA and y'all going straight to the championship.
I was just gonna say
because it's two different. Like
you
that's the part.
Space Jam dunking on people. That's not fair. That is not fair.
Get that LeBron.
That's not fair because we girls.
But you know what? You know what's so interesting is that when we start thinking about this, what we really most of the time we're thinking about the men who are transforming. Can I say that?
Correct.
Transitioning, yeah, because it sounds like very
like the robots,
like Transformers. Into women. So that's a lot of times what we think. When we think transgender, da da da. But there you got the other side of the women who are transitioning into men. But it doesn't seem as much as a threat for whatever reason.
But then when you think about it, a woman transitioning to a man means like when you have beef with the same gender at this point, it's going to be a man. And so when some people want to walk up and knock you out,
ma'am,
wow. I'm sorry, but you.
Well, sir,
because he gonna knock you out.
I mean that's just you know what I would love to do. I would love to have a conversation like this with an actual transgender person.
Yeah.
And I actually know a couple that I may even bring on the show. And like, let's have a real conversation.
How they feel about that?
Yeah, because again, this is us looking from the outside in, and I there's actually one that I follow. I can't think of her name. But she talks very real about it. Like, she literally will come up and be like, yes, I am transgender. She's like, but if I slap you, you're going to feel the slap from a man. And I mean, like, yes, sis.
Because it's the truth. It's just the truth.
Right. And that's the thing. That's what I really, can we just deal in hardcore truth? But anyway, like, that's actually another direction. In general, I think what we're talking about in terms of what Joe Biden is saying is like the diversity of people,
in general,
on the team, when it comes down to that.
A different can of worms.
That's what it comes down to.
That's the balance.
So let's do this. We're going to take a little mini break, and then we're going to come back and talk a little bit about Pastor Matthew Stevens.
Oh, wow.
All right.
show right here on WGLB 1560 AM, 96.1 FM. It's your girl Iberia and the Saved in the City radio show crew.
What's
Hey.
Yay.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, so we just went to break, and I think it was time to break because we was getting a little left with the transgender. But, you know, but it is something that I do feel like just as a church, we really do need to talk about it, because when it comes down to it, at some point, they love Jesus too. Some of them, they're gonna want to come back. You know, they're gonna want to lay on the altar. What do we do? How do we? We got the Men's Day and the Women's Day. What we doing?
Exactly.
Okay, how that work? But anyway, we're not gonna go into that right now.
They love God. They be the saints.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So anyhow, I did want to, speaking of church, I did kind of want to chat a little bit about, and I tread lightly, because I actually do really like Dr. Matthew L. Stevens.
I do too.
So I was like, okay, what are we talking about? Am I going to talk about this? But I kind of liked where he went with it, or just kind of the outcome. Now, I don't know the whole story behind his response, but I do know that, and I think you might have said this, Sharice, that he is very direct. But that's a prophet. Prophets, they just gonna say it.
He don't play that in the comment section either. So be careful if you're trying to come for him.
And that's period. I'm definitely not trying to come.
But he gonna at you.
He's gonna at you, and he's not gonna play. But anyhow, so Dr. Matthew Stevens, this is what he says. He says, "My solemn commitment to the body of Christ is that the next time a ministry says they were born from me," I mean, you can really read between the lines. He says, "The next time a ministry says they were born from me, trained by me, or came from my house, that they are an extremely high kingdom quality. These last few batches had some defects and detestables." Okay. Wow. I just want to highlight that, put a pin in it.
I'm concerned.
However, it will be several years before I introduce the world to the gifts I've been charged to cultivate. Be patient. The next batch will be better. Signed, an apocalyptic. Child, did I make up a word?
What? Apostolic prophetic father. It's hard to say them words together because it's like together with a slash. So you thought it was like one word.
I caught it like it was the end of time. It was the end of time.
You need a nap.
I do need.
Speaking of naps,
we've already talked about it. I want to need my chamomile tea.
And what about
and
it?
what about it in my Disney Channel? Okay.
And what about it?
We got to talk about the Avatar. Never mind. I literally been looking at it. I've been looking at it every day. Okay, let me get back to Dr. Matthew.
Help her, Lord.
But anyhow, so, I mean, without even having to know what has occurred, you can tell, basically reading between the lines, that apparently whatever ministry or organizations that have come out of his church, he's saying that I ain't with it. Okay? And he basically called them some batches. What?
I mean, wow.
But first of all, I'm going to look at you.
Okay.
Because you just said that they were born from you, so these are your children. Are you no further claiming your kids?
Are you adding Dr. Matthew Stevens right now?
I mean,
you said what you said.
I'm saying that, and because like how he wrote it out was as if he knew that these ministries were coming from him, as if he was giving the apostolic release, though.
Ooh.
So you knew they were coming out. So I think the only thing that I'm really concerned about is how sure were you before you released them, because when God blesses, as an apostle, it's a blessing to plant. When God blesses, the blessing of the Lord make you rich and add no sorrow. So I'm concerned.
So I think,
how did you examine them? What was the training like? What happened? How did it turn left if yours is still going right, but they are cut from you?
But even not that, it's the social media. It's like, why did you have to say?
But
that's
I think,
so private.
But see, if it is private, but. The where it's coming from, and I don't have all the details on it, but I can share within our groups.
I get it.
But it was whatever these groups of people, they went public and said things specifically about Dr. Matthew Stevens.
Okay.
I get I get that,
Okay.
but weren't they from you? Are you claiming them or are you not?
I can't even say
because
nothing
some
back
people
to you
can
on
do
that.
stuff out of order and say we came from Dr. Matthew Stevenson, he planted us. And that could be completely a lie. And he could clearly just say, no, I didn't plant y'all. Y'all decided to go do your own thing. Y'all just went to my church.
True.
He
But
he
did
could make that
say-
clear. But he did say that this was my batch.
Yeah.
I messed up on this batch. I baked that 425 should have been 350. Like
Wow.
he's claiming them. So my concern is with you because of the way that you came at them. Like yes, they came for you, but who's the higher up here?
Wow.
So this is so I feel you. Come on, Steve.
He
No,
probably
say-
gonna
no,
come
she's
for
right.
me if he see this. Like this
That's
girl
okay.
ain't
No,
even
he'll
got
be
no
all right.
edges.
you do have
No,
business
but
going.
yeah, it's about again, it's the retaliation part. It's a standard. Even you should have a standard in spite of who did what. Like
Yeah.
that's who we are. And I mean, you're just giving the world fuel when it's stuff
But
like
I
this.
think
Like,
we'll
come
just
on,
obviously
man.
thank you for the fuel because we got something to talk about today. Thank you, Dr. Mann. but no, but at the end of the day, though, when we really think about it, like, because honestly, I didn't feel like what you said sparked something, Sharice. I'm like, ooh, yeah, right. But at the same time, for me, I'm like, he's owning it. Like that's kind of how
when
I
a
saw
child
it.
act up, I look at the parent.
What? Ooh,
Okay, let me read what. Okay, again, Larry Reed. Larry Reed, please don't mind us. We just beginning. That's why I take your stuff. So, Larry Reed, but I give you your credit. I say it's from you.
We working. Go follow
Okay,
him,
we
please.
working. Please follow Larry Reed if you want your, then you don't got to get off from us. Because some of the stuff I won't share that Larry Reed will share. So anyway, this is what Larry says. He says, when you're in the public eye, you learn your lessons in the public eye.
Yeah.
That ain't easy. I'm glad Matthew, he loved to nickname somebody Maddie. I'm glad Maddie Stevens ain't round here acting like it ain't hurt, like he ain't hurt, and like it wasn't a hard hit for him.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I
agree.
think that's where it's coming. And he says,
And Miss, go ahead, because Jennifer made a good comment here.
where Jennifer? Go ahead.
She said that unfortunately, children / the flock often take a detour from the teachings of their parents, and I get that too.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
and that's the other
I
side
get
of it.
that
That's
too.
what I was-
Like
that's
I
where I
get
was
both
going.
sides
She's
of the
right.
coin completely.
She's right.
But
Right.
there's a maturity level on how you like.
But if nothing
Make a
else,
statement.
I agree. But also, like we both said, Dr. Matthew Stevens, like this, he's being consistent with him.
That don't mean it's right.
It's not necessarily right, but
True.
this is how he responds. And I think what he's saying, maybe this will be the last time he responds in that way.
Yeah.
And he's going to go in and he's going to fix it however he fix it.
WGLB
And
AM
he's gonna call it a day.
1560, 96.1
Oh,
FM,
I'm like-
W241 CI Milwaukee.
I thought Dr. Matthew Stevens came for us. Like, don't you ever.
Man.
Like, don't you ever.
I said, did he get
It
hold
was
of the
our,
WGL?
it was our 1 hour mark.
It was our 1
I
hour
get
mark.
it, but my thing is, it's like, and I like him. I love his teaching. He's very, very wise, like in regards to the Bible as a theologian. He's so smart, and I love it. But his character I feel like he be embracing petty too much.
Your gifts can take you where your character can't keep you.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's a lot of people who have wisdom and gifts and talents.
But you get
Your
too
gifts
much
come without
joy.
repentance. Like you're gonna have that. If you can sing, you can sing.
Yeah.
If you can teach, you can teach.
I
But your
agree.
character,
That's
I
the
don't
only
know
thing.
him like that. But just off of this, I'm already like,
It's arrogant.
I don't see the
Oh, he's
the
very cocky.
essence of
Yeah.
Christ fully in it. So it's like
I don't
I'm
think that was-
dismissive. It's like okay, anyway. I don't
Yeah.
care what your title is.
I think when it comes down to it,
I
just
like
as
it.
leaders, and as people who are following, I think again back to that mindfulness thing, being mindful of how we are addressing and what does it look like.
Right.
Maybe you made your point, but who did you lose along the way
That's-
making your point? Not even just those people, but who's watching you. You know what I mean? And so, but again, I don't want to blame the pandemic, but we are living in this is, hyper social media everything,
say it.
and this
Right,
is where we
right.
live now because we don't have access to people like we used to, and so
That's a
I
good
just
point.
think
So
that
Very
if
good
we didn't
point.
have social media, would you instead just call me and be that rude to my face then?
well,
That make it any better?
a lot of people know the keyboard is fun to hide behind. So
No, I
the
feel like
answer
he's
is
the
no.
type of person that
No,
would
he
say it
would.
to
No,
your face
I don't know
too.
him. I guess he would, but still,
yes,
is he right?
It's and also some of the things that turn me away from his teachings, aside from like I enjoy his knowledge, but it's hard for me to watch him preach sometimes because it feels more like scolding and criticism more than anything. It's like, well, the reason you ain't getting this Bible is because you don't sit down. Okay, loving kindness for once. Jeez, like stop snapping on me. And I don't like. I'm in the type of phase where I get the kind of snapping on you, getting you together preaching because sometimes people need tough love.
Right.
But every sermon you got to snap and make somebody feel little because they not matured yet.
Right. Good point.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to go to a break and come back because we do have a guest that's coming on.
Okay.
However, you are making an excellent point, and what I'm thinking about just in the overall idea of this is really that these are men, okay, and these are women. It doesn't take away the responsibility that they have, but I think as lay people, as we're watching on, know that these are men. They are flawed, and sometimes when you're carrying that much clout, quote unquote, and that much responsibility, it can go to your head, but God knows how to get his leaders together. He knows how to sit people down if they need to be sat down or raise them up if they need to be raised up. But I feel you, and the thing is, and that's why you're going to be called to a certain house. Right?
Yeah,
and then there's
true.
another house that is just like, that don't flow with me. For
That's
other
true.
people, they like that. No, that's my, they love that,
He has a good following.
He does have a good following. And so sometimes we have to just, that's how they do it in their house. That's how they do it in their house.
If
but
you like it, I love it. But I'm going to love it over here.
Okay, and I think I'm going to love
Where
it
it
over
don't
there.
I ain't
touch
gonna love
me.
it.
And he ain't going to love it at all. Okay. So we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be back with your church announcements right after this. we are back. You are locked live to Saved in the City radio show right here on WGLB 1560 AM, 96.1 FM. Yes, you are locked live to the right place and the right station for your Kingdom Solutions for real world issues and your church announcements.
Yes,
So, filling in again for my brother Teach Boone, who normally does our church announcements. But I love this segment because we get an opportunity to talk about what's happening right here in the Milwaukee community, and even sometimes some national events where that anyone can kind of tap into. And so let's get right into it. So we got Mindset coming up. It is the Mindset Check-In, and it's midday prayer with evangelist Patricia Hilliard and Pastor Cora Jakes Coleman. And I just think that this is really, I'm so excited for evangelist Patricia. She's right here out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I literally was just on her show yesterday for midday prayer. And actually, this particular flyer, they got me and Pastor Cora Jakes. I said, no, wait a minute. You better put me up there with Bishop Jake's daughter, okay? I'm getting in alignment. Okay, it's coming, it's coming. But anyhow, so it's the midday prayer that's happening with evangelist Patricia Hilliard and Pastor Cora Jakes Coleman. It's happening this Saturday, January 30th at 2 p.m. And you can just visit Evangelist Patricia's Facebook page or follow Evangelist Patricia Hilliard on Instagram, and you'll be able to watch it right there. And then coming up, also on Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it looks like you could do the 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then just go down and check out your phone and then jump on the Midday Mindset. And January 30th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., however, is the MKE Business Now Entrepreneurship Summit. I've actually been to this in the past, but they're doing it virtual this year. And so this year's MKE Business Now Entrepreneurship Summit will be viewable online and airing on local television. So all of the virtual workshops will be viewable on the City channel. So that's channel 25 on Spectrum. And channel 99 on AT&T Uverse in the city of Milwaukee. Or you can visit online if you guys are watching on Facebook and you just want to kind of tap into some of the workshops, because they still could be beneficial if you are not in the city of Milwaukee. Then you can just visit www.milwaukee.gov/channel, spelled out 2525. Okay, and then some of the panelists, though, is actually it's your mama, Chantel McKenzie, and we have Chantel's son Michael in here with us this evening. And working these boards and doing the dang thing. I'm so excited to have him here. And then also some of the featured panelists is Anthony Kazee, Nisha Stone, Tonda Thompson, love her. That's Vogue Dreams Productions, and She Slangs Wood. Y'all know Tonda. I need y'all to follow Tonda. She is absolutely amazing, and she's also the founder of the Harunbi Walk and Run. And then also we got Christine Tackles, Taj Parasol, and John Ray Stores, love her as well. Jazzy Ray Jewels and Accessories is going down. This summit is definitely something that you guys want to plug into. Again, January 30th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, then also coming up, kind of jumping into February, because it literally is right around the corner, okay, is on February 10th from 9 a.m. to noon is the Small Business Financial Workshop. It's $89. It's a virtual event, and it's going to be hosted by Cheryl McMurtry. She is absolutely amazing. And again, if you're a small business and you want to get your financials in order, that's the thing, as a small business or a small business owner, you go throughout the year, am I doing my taxes right? What happens if I get audited? How do I make sure that I'm being proactive instead of reactive? And I highly recommend that you guys check this out. Again, it's February 10th, 9 a.m. to noon. If you want to register, you can just visit www.mcmurtryfinancialservices.com. Also coming up February 7th, submissions are due by February 7th, is a stage play called The Salon. It's a casting call, and it's written by Ruth Troop. If you ever heard of Miss Cutting Up, she is a comedian in the city, absolutely hilarious. And also her brother, Manio Banks, is a part of the cast and one of the producers. And he's absolutely amazing. He acts whenever my face is beat to the gods. Maniel Banks has touched it, and so I'm looking at him right here doing what he does best in this particular stage play. He also plays a makeup artist on here, but it's a casting call. So if you got the acting bug and you've always wanted to act, then here's your opportunity. For more information, just contact Maniel Banks at 414-519-8822 or Ruth Troop at 414-708-1512. And again, they're looking for men and women ages 21 to 50, looking for serious actors and comedians. All right, don't act like I ain't never plugged y'all in. Here's your opportunities right here. Okay. And then also calling all musicians. So this particular, it's a church actually that's looking for musicians, band worship, serious only. They are looking for band members close and those that are willing to relocate for worship, travel, writing, and church, and they pay. Okay. So again, looking for a new band, looking to relocate. If you are, they're willing to even help with travel. I said, okay, come on, church. Be a part of a church and worship recording squad, drummer, bassist, and guitarist for worship and travel, recording, stay, pay, and travel. DM for details, or you can email Jessica at BrentTaylorLive.com. Again, Jessica at BrentTaylorLive.com. Also coming up, you guys know, if you know anything about me, one of the things that I love and I have a burden for and a heart for are my singles. And every first Monday, we do our monthly prayer. And so our singles, we pray, we focus, and we manifest. And so this, in February, so this Monday, we are blessed to have Pastor Marlon and Kimberly Locke as our prayer ambassadors. And so if you are single and you're looking for a community to connect with of like-minded people, then I highly suggest that you join Single Talk. And it's really, really a cool opportunity. So that being said, that is your church announcements for the week. If you have a church announcement or a community happening, feel free to email us at savedinthecitymke@gmail.com. Again, that's savedinthecitymke@gmail.com. And it's absolutely free. Okay. Right. So I'll be looking for that. And just in your subject, make sure you put church announcement so I know where it's coming from. All right. So you got your church announcement. I got another special treat for you guys. So coming up next is an amazing sister right out of the city of Milwaukee. We're going to learn a little bit more about her. And she was in a competition, and her documentary, or film, I should say, is going to be on HBO Max. Yes. I literally just was scrolling down my LinkedIn, and I was like, no, wait a minute. I know this sister. We used to work out together back in the day. And I reached out to her, and I said, sis, let's talk. Tell us about what's going on. How did this happen? Let's love on you. And so I'm so excited that she was able to find time to chat with us a little bit today about her newest film. I'm so proud of her. And so if Tyshawn is on the line, then you can come on in. Hey, Tyshawn, you are live on the Saved in the City radio show. Can you hear me all right? Oh, we lost her. Let me text her to tell her to give us a call back. Okay. Well, I could tell you a little. Oh, she just texted me too. I called, but no answer. Okay. Call back. Okay. So I can share with you guys a little bit while we're waiting on her to call back, a little bit about her actual film. Okay. Give me 1 second to pull it up. Okay. She's calling now. So again, her name is Tyshawn Wardlaw. Okay. Now, where's the film, Jesus? Sit tight.
Be patient.
Be patient. And here she is.
Like growing up in Milwaukee.
Tyshawn, you're on the Saved in the City radio show. Can you hear me okay, sis?
I can, and hopefully you can hear me as well.
I can.
My volume.
I can hear you just fine.
Great.
What's
awesome.
up? How are you doing? So again, I gave you a few accolades, but I wanted you to come on in and tell the people a little bit about who you are. Now, I was telling them that you and I connected years ago. I don't know.
Yes.
Did we met?
Yes.
Was it Manon's boot camp? Is that where we initially met?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It's interesting because I met so many crucial people that I still love and are so connected with and love what they're doing in the city through the boot camp many years ago.
Listen,
yes, at Mr. Beer's boot camp. Yeah, that was years ago.
Are you snatched yet? Because I'm not. I've been.
Girl, I go in and out.
I know it's an in and out. No,
yeah,
I absolutely
I think it goes in waves, but health is definitely wealth, and it's a journey. So we're constantly on it, but
exactly.
I am still getting to that level that I desire. But
you're on the level that many aspire to be. Okay, come on with a whole film on HBO Max. So take us on the journey, Tyshawn, because again, we talked about how we initially met, but then at some point, I think you were over at New Birth and you were doing some things with their magazine, and so there's been a journey. I think you did some. Did you do some things with Oprah? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but just take us on the journey.
No, Yep, I was with Steve Harvey. So we're gonna back up a little bit. Where once again, for all of the listeners, I am a Milwaukee native. Born and raised in Milwaukee. I moved away to attend undergrad at Santa Clara University in California, but then I moved back to work for the Oprah Winfrey Show. But that kind of got pushed back, and I did a detour in news at CBS 58 in production for their morning show, and then the WISN 12 News as an associate producer for about 2 years for their morning show.
Love it.
And that's probably about the time that we met. I think when I was kind of wrapping things up at the news station, got all the way out of news, went into the talk show world, and moved out to California, back out there, to work for the Jeff Probst Show, which was kind of short-lived. That got canceled, moved back, worked for the Steve Harvey Show, and then kind of also did some producing work for Candy Carter's company, which was New Chapter Entertainment in Chicago at the moment before she left to executive produce The View. And in the midst of all of that, I realized locally that Milwaukee was changing. It was having a shift where nationally, we were getting all of those statistics that, we're the worst place for blacks to live, and, incarceration, education, and economic disparities. And with seeing all of that, I said, you know what? I want to be able to tell about, even though I'm kind of floating between states, Milwaukee's always home.
Right.
And I want to be able to tell the story about what's happening behind those statistics.
Love it.
Because we see them on the national news, but we don't see, once again, those stories. But I wanted to tell it from a youth perspective because I, believe that our youth are the future of the city. So with that being said, in 2015, I decided that I was going to kind of stop bouncing between, states, and I was going to be my own contract. So I opened Word Law Productions with starting the concept of actually doing a documentary. So it took about 2 years for us to kind of get the ideal out. I'm kind of building the company, still kind of back and forth between Milwaukee and Chicago for jobs, but yet and still I was, kind of stationary here building the company. But at that moment, we finally was able to kind of get what we needed as far as funding and getting started with filming, and everything just took off from there. And what I mean by that, we were able to find the 3 youth that we focused on, and then to kind of just backtrack about the premise of actually the documentary. So once again, I already talked about the statistics. So behind every story is a statistic. I mean, behind every statistic is a story. So with that being said, we followed 3 black inner city youth, 2 young males, and then 1 female, because we really wanted to be able to document what it meant for them to grow up in the city and how they're avoiding becoming a statistic. And so over that course of time, we also introduced them to individuals, organizations, that's working day in and day out in the city to be able to help change the narrative of what's going on. So we were able to do that in 2 years' time. And then also at the end of kind of like 2019, we're wrapping up filming. And I had another thing that I was like, you know what? I'm going all in. This story needs to be national. I had that goal in mind when I created it because, like I said, I wanted to be able to highlight different, show the city in a different light from what we've already see on a national level, which is the statistics for the black community. So with that being said, I took the leap and I said, you know what, I'm going to contact Sundance. Out of the blue, contacted them, sent them over some footage, got an extension to possibly get into Sundance 2020, So when I say I went on an extensive editing mission to be able to kind of wrap what we had and to be able to get that rough cut onto them, which I was able to submit it by the deadline they gave me. Didn't get into Sundance, but something also magical happened there because definitely faced serendipity, whatever you want to call it. But it was, I wasn't really getting ready for Sundance. I was getting ready for HBO. Because at that moment, I was literally, you know, kind of working so hard and, you know, we're going into 2012. At 2012. 2020, the whole world shut down. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Like, the festivals aren't, you know, some festivals are starting to pull out because, you know, do they do it virtually? Will filmmakers come? All of these things. But in the midst of that, you know, I'm still kind of aggressively moving forward. And I was able to get some crucial contacts, even though I didn't get into Sundance, that I had on my list that I'm contacting this distributor, this network, this one. And so I did just that. And as we approach the summer, we have the Black Lives, you know, Matter situation pop off, you know, with George Floyd and all of those things that kind of like really catapulted like the desire for Black content. So everyone wants Black content. So at that moment, these networks and distributors that I was contacting, they were all interested. So it was a very good thing as an indie filmmaker to be able to have very relevant content at a high quality value that could go out potentially to networks. And it's good to have options. So I did have a few options between networks. And HBO I felt was a good fit for us to start for national distribution, and that's who I went with. So here we are.
Wow. Okay, and so what came up in my spirit as you were talking, because there's another sister that I follow who's also from Milwaukee. Her name is Monique, and she has this place called Milk and Honey. I think it's out in California, but don't misquote me. But one of her things that she always says is outwork everybody else. Like when everyone's always looking for the plug or how do I get on? And really, what I heard from what you were saying, you were just grinding. You had expectations. It was an idea that you had, and then when things shifted. And the thing is, if you hadn't been grinding the way you were, when this opportunity for Black content came, would you have been exactly? So I am just floored. Again, people are always trying to figure out what's the magic. How did you do it? I worked, I toiled, I edited, I did what I needed to do. There were sleepless nights. There were some tears. All the things that sometimes people want to skirt through to get to the other side. I think that's absolutely amazing. And like you said, and here we are now, growing up Milwaukee. Wow, congratulations. And so again, and forgive me if you said this and I missed it, but
no, that's okay. I talked so much. I'm just like,
no, it was good. It was good. But that HBO Max, it picked it up. So was there? I thought I read that there was was there a competition of sorts, or how did that part come out? Like, how did they pick your? Sundance, right?
So. Yep. So, when you said with Sundance, well, actually with Sundance, I solicited them. Like, I called them and reached out, to potentially get into 2020. So they gave me extra time because they were actually, their turnoff date for submissions was probably going to wrap in a month. So I did have a little extra cushion to do that. But like I said, I thought like, oh my God, if I get into Sundance, it'll lead me to distribution. Beginning filmmaker doesn't want, to have their film be at Sundance. But once again, I now know that I was getting ready, for distribution out the gate, which I am completely thankful for. And I can only say, the glory of God who gets all of it for me. For being able to set that. But it was, once again, it had to be spirit-led, like go. Do now. And sometimes I was even telling a really close friend of mine, like, I don't really know how to sugarcoat this in a package that sounds like industry standard professional. Like, I just went. I just did. And it just happened.
Wow.
Which I know that might not be the case, where it may be some extra steps as I continue to move forward and build more content and grow my company. between Milwaukee and Chicago. But in the meantime, it's just like, go. Only thing I can do to, recommend for upcoming filmmakers and everything, like, just continue to move forward. Ooh. It may lead to something and it may not lead to anything, but you'll never know if you don't continue to just trust yourself and trust what your talents, your skills, your God-given ability to do whatever it is that you were created and purposed to do. That's what I was doing. And once again, to kind of go back to your original question, with the competition that kind of came in, I actually was able to get into, so I was in a film festival where it screened first, which also kind of set the stage for HBO because they have a wonderful relationship with the American Black Film Festival, which once again has been also one of my biggest supporters with winning a competition 4 years prior. Wow. Now that I put the numbers there. Wow. When I started the documentary, I won a national competition with American Black Film Festival for a competition that I entered for upcoming filmmakers, it was a national competition. So that also kind of allowed me to get some national exposure as a part of their talent program. But then also circling back to them, it was kind of full circle as well because you kind of gave me my start as far as being able to get me some industry, accolades and stuff like that and some connections. But then also I followed up with my first feature film, which was premiering at their online component. And then also, once again, HBO, which I was actually in contact with HBO before I even knew that I was going to be submitted, that I was going to be accepted into the film festival. But it kind of also helped seal the deal because they have a great working relationship with HBO over the last 24 years that they've been in existence.
That is so exciting. My goodness.
So like I said, I think it was just a whole level of your season and it's your time. Okay. So if you don't find yourself going and doing, you will miss out. So
for sure,
that's just what I did.
No, that's so exciting, Tyshawn. And it was something else that you said too about when you were speaking to aspiring film makers, directors, or really we're talking about film for you, but our listeners, you can take it for whatever it is that you have a goal to reach. Go hard for it, outwork everybody else, press into the Father, and I'm telling you, He's going to open doors that no man can shut. But the one thing that you said really stood out to me. One thing that you said in terms of it may not always look the way you expect, but in the end, you're going to grow. Either way, if you don't get exactly what you thought in that moment, you would at least have grown in some area and be ready to tackle what's next. And so in terms of what's next, when we think about, Growing Up Milwaukee, it's airing, or what's the right term? It's happening on February 1st.
It's streaming. So, we have all of these new terms, all of these streaming platforms. So it will be streaming. That's okay, love.
Yes.
It will be streaming as of February 1st on their platform on HBO Max.
Love it.
And it has a good run on there. So if you don't catch it the first week or so, that is okay. But I appreciate all of the support with checking out the film on that platform because they do have exclusive rights for the U.S. right now. So everyone who probably wants to see the film, I have to direct them towards HBO because they do have exclusive rights now.
Well, yes, I will definitely be watching. Anybody you want to shout out, or talk about a little bit, that's maybe in the film or that supported, there was a big support to you. And then also in wrapping up, how can people get connected to you, even outside of the actual film, maybe LinkedIn, your social media and that type of thing as well?
Okay, awesome. So to make my transition on out short, because I will probably start talking for the rest of the show. Did you take the rest of the show? So with that being said, I want to thank everyone who, once again, there was also moments where I could not have allowed the people, chose the better fit for who I highlighted as individuals in the documentary between Muhib Dyer, Kwame Nixon, Sean Wilson, Fidel, who else? And I feel like I don't want to miss anybody. David Muhammad, and it was I can't even Heal the Hood. I can't even think of his name right now.
Ajimo Butler.
Ajimo. I'm like, Butler.
Yes.
Yes, like all of these people that allow me to come and film what they do effortlessly.
I love it.
You know, day in and day out, selflessly. You know, for the community, they've been doing it for years. So they don't do it for the cameras. They don't do it for show. But I was able to highlight, you know, what they do and also make an impact on the youth that I was filming with. So I am so grateful for everybody. And I do apologize if I missed some names in there. But I was thankful for that. And then also, I know, you know, even with it's a lot of other movers and shakers that I didn't get a chance to cross or may have come, you know, down the pipeline to possibly film with, but I didn't, you know, get a chance to film with them. But I'm super grateful still for everyone who was involved and allowed me to just capture the greatness that they're doing. That was such a pleasure. And then also to lead to what's next for Wordlaw Productions. Just super excited to continue growing. We do have an office right now, you know, in Milwaukee. We have an office opening in the spring in Chicago, which I'm super excited about because the vision as I move forward is to be a Midwest-based production company that can produce studio-level films, whether it's our content, whether it's the network's content. But between both, you know, cities, between Milwaukee and Chicago, we can definitely get it done. So I'm super excited about that expanded and also providing, you know, jobs for creatives here, which is so important, you know, to kind of keep that community thriving between Milwaukee and Chicago. So I'm excited about that. And then where people can reach me, I do have a website, which is wordlawtv.com. So that's spelled WARDLAW, TV.com. They can reach me there. I also have a LinkedIn, which is also Wordlaw Productions. My personal LinkedIn is Tyshawn Wordlaw, first name TYSHUN, and then my last name, as well as like all on the social media platforms. If you look up Wordlaw Productions, you'll be able to find us. So I'm looking forward to connecting and continue growing and continuing to put my city on.
Okay, put us on, Tyshawn. Put us on. I love it. My goodness, sister. I'm so glad that I scrolled down my LinkedIn yesterday because I was like, Tyshawn, this is awesome.
Link,
for sure.
To catch up.
For
because
sure.
We got some years. I know, like I said, I've been in and out. I bounced around between since the time we met. But,
I know, same.
Always watching what you're doing and super excited for everything that you're doing as well in the city.
I love it.
Super excited.
I love it. I love you. We'll definitely connect. And again, so excited about February 1st. Listen, y'all, let's all stream February 1st on HBO Max. Tyshawn, you're doing the thing. Thanks so much for putting so many of us on. And we will definitely be connecting soon. All right. Thanks, Tyshawn, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And yes, and WGLB listeners, we will be right back after this.
And this song is for those.
to the Saying in the City radio show. Y'all already know who it is, what it do, what it is, and what it ain't, what's going up and what's going down. It's your girl, Sharice, and you know I'm here for the Word Up Challenge. Have y'all been reading y'all Bible?
Yes.
Have you been doing your devotionals?
Yes.
What's your Bible streak?
Oops.
Let's not talk about it because I did miss a day previously and
Ooh,
I
it
was
was a couple
heartbroken. But that's okay because, you know, God is a God of mercy. Let's just make it up.
Yes.
If you win the trivia challenge, I feel like you'll get a little extra points or something. I don't know. You might. But you know what? Congratulations to last week's winner, Theo Carney, and thank you to last week's sponsor, Brightest Town Media. He won some waist beads, y'all.
Yes.
And it was
he's
so
not gonna
nice.
wear 'em. He gonna
And
give
it
'em
was
to
so
his
nice
fiancé.
because he's giving them to his fiance, and I thought that was very nice.
That
Because
is.
what did he say? She's a yoga instructor.
Yeah. I
That's
can see
very
that.
nice. I thought that was nice, and he know his words. So, Miss Yoga Instructor, you getting a godly
But
man.
he was supposed to
praise
come
Jesus.
today, so if
And
you are
he missed
listening,
them.
we got your waist beads.
We
Come
got
down
your
to the
waist
studio.
beads. Okay, well, anyways, y'all, let's get into this trivia. I just feel like this week is a week of like friendliness and
I
trying
like
to be
it.
close to each other.
Yes.
And I'm gonna ask y'all a friendish question.
Okay.
Who was David's best friend?
Oh. Stephen.
He said, "Oh, that's an easy one. Y'all should
Okay.
know
That's
this
a-
one."
Listen,
Who was David's best friend?
WGLB
What's up?
listeners, this question is posed to you.
Yes.
Okay.
So, if you want to call in and answer this question so you can win, let me tell y'all what y'all gonna get. So, we are giving away Mima's Gourmet Delights.
Ooh.
Listen. Oh my God. Y'all, on this break, I was raving about these cakes, y'all.
Yes.
Remember I told y'all I was dreaming about the cinnamon rolls?
Ooh, she makes
Listen.
a cinnamon thing. It's just
Listen,
crazy.
I don't know if I can't just night dream about her cakes. It's like it gotta be like daydream and night dream. I gotta do both. They so good. Y'all don't want to miss out
Yes.
on these. DJ Lee is in the studio. Like, listen, if y'all don't get these cakes, I'm going to get them. So, and she be ready, okay? So, y'all make sure y'all call in. You can call in and answer this
And
question.
we do have a caller already.
We do. Should we give out the number still, just in case they get it wrong?
Exactly. We'll give the
Okay,
number
so we're
one
going to
time.
give out the number. So it's 414-578-1560. And the question is, who was David's best friend? Who do we have on the line here?
Good evening, everybody. This
Hi.
is Mia.
Hi!
Hi, Miss Mia.
Okay, so I know the answer. Look, but I'm fasting and stuff, so I need to bless somebody else with it.
That's a blessing.
You could bless me, Miss Me.
Okay.
No, give
Wait,
them
y'all,
away to somebody else. I've already enjoyed a piece of heaven here on earth. Feel free to bless someone else.
See, but if I come in contact with them, it's a wrap.
You can take a bite.
So what do we want to do? If Miss Mia gets this right, whoever does what? If they reach out to us and whoever's first to inbox us, will that be the person that gets the sponsor gift?
If Mia gets it right, then
Yeah.
Mia will get the gift, and Mia will give it to whoever.
Okay, well you gotta come in contact with a Miss
Mia
Mia.
don't come in
Mia ain't no
contact.
if.
We're not
Come
doing
on,
this
Mia,
extra.
don't play. Ain't
Well-
no if.
Well, Mia, do you
She
know
got
the
it. She
answer?
got it, man.
Mima
I do know the answer.
Who is it?
Jonathan.
Yes, the Bible says that was our first.
I feel like I don't even know who Jonathan
That was our
is. I
first
feel like I'm
soul
not
tie
saved.
without any type of like intimacy or intercourse. Y'all play too much. She just
Wait,
wants.
said she didn't know who it was.
I feel like I'm not saved no more.
Jonathan was Saul's son.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And when Jonathan passed away,
remember
or
when
David
he told-
mourned him deeply
Hard.
as like a spouse. It was one of the first soul ties without any type of physical or
Exactly.
intercourse. The Bible says their souls were knit through friendship.
interesting.
Amen.
David and Jonathan.
Do some people use that scripture for other things?
Well,
Yeah.
I
To try
don't.
to
The
try
answer
to
is
make
yes.
certain things.
They may try
Fill it
to
in.
twist it, but
Yes.
he looked upon
No.
Jonathan as like legit a brother.
Yeah.
So that was his best friend. The Bible says that their souls were
I
knit.
think I know who Jonathan is now. Thank you. I'm saved again.
And we hoping that y'all not twisting that scripture to give it to people wrong. Okay, praise God. But-
Congratulations.
congratulations to Miss Mia.
Yay!
Whoever she sponsors them to, God bless you.
And when you give them the cake, take a picture of them with the cake.
Okay, well, that was our Word
Yes,
Up
I will.
challenge, y'all.
Thank
y'all
you, Mia.
Make sure y'all keep reading y'all Bibles. And, everybody can't win all the time. Do y'all devotionals. Call in sometime, y'all.
Thank you, devoted
Amen.
listener.
Right. We'll talk to you another time, sis.
On the radio today, not online, so it's really strange.
Okay.
Thanks for calling in, Miss Mia. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Miss Mia. That was a great challenge. We'll be back next week. Of course, next week I'm going to have to not take it so easy on y'all.
Right.
All right. So y'all get ready. I'm going to give y'all a week. Read y'all Bibles. Okay. We go head out to a music break, and we going to talk to y'all in a minute.
And we are back. You are locked live to Saved in the City radio show right here on WGLB 1560 AM, 96.1 FM. Man, y'all been hanging with us all night. All right, we got, oh, goodness, oh, the time flies. We only got about 10 minutes left, so we're going to try to get you guys these top 5 you doing too much moments of the week. If this is your first time joining us on the top 5 you doing too much, well, on Saving the City Radio Show, this top 5 you doing too much moments of the week is a segment that we do, an opportunity that we take to point out when people in the world have just done a little bit too much. And maybe you can relate and say, you know what, I almost did that. And now, because of the Saving the City Radio Show, I'm not going to do that. I know better. I am better, right? And so this is why we do what we do. So let's get into number 5. I'm going to see if I can whip through them. So number 5, on your top 5, you doing too much moments of the week, I'm calling it misguided ministers. Let's get into it. Okay, and so this is coming from a post that I saw from a minister. His name is Cheston R. McCrea, or McCrea. And this is what he says. He says, how in the world are you talking about the glory of God, that the glory of God is in your church, but you're still wearing masks? That's not the glory, that's emotionalism. When real glory shows up, you don't need to wear any protective gear. COVID can't affect you when there's an authentic presence of God. How do y'all feel about that?
No protection, huh?
Like that, and we've had these conversations before, you know, in terms of, when people have said, really gone off on people for wearing masks, but it just really gets under my skin when it's whole leaders.
True. I hear, okay, yeah, God is, anything is possible.
Sure.
I get it.
Sure, right.
But we just talked about this. God made us human. Humans are susceptible to illness. I hate when people be like, when your nose is running, your eyes are watering, you're sneezing, everything. I'm healed. You have a cold. Like they would speak those things that be not as though they were. Y'all take that so out of context. No, the reality is you have a cold. Go home.
Yes, go home.
You're contagious.
And here's the thing, and so I'm a little different when it comes to, like, if I do start to feel things coming on, then what I do, just because I'm a responsible adult, is I'm going to remove myself from the situation. Meaning I may stay home, and if that's my profession that I want to say, I'm healed, I'm whole, or whatever, and still be coughing or whatever, then I'm doing it in my house. Okay? I'm not going to be in front of all of y'all, because the thing is, the reality is, like you said, these are human bodies, which means I can catch a cold and I can whatever. Now, for me, it's not going to last. But that's how I operate. Exactly. But at the same time, I'm not going to go in front of a whole church, because everybody's faith level is also different too. Go ahead.
But not even that. God gave your body these receptors intentionally. He designed you. A cold is nothing but your body trying to reject and defend what's happening.
Wow, that's so good.
It's there on purpose.
That's just silly to me. Like, come on.
You're called
God
to get
walked
it out.
the whole earth. Like, God was on earth in the form of Jesus, and it was still people dying of hay fever and stuff.
Okay.
Wow.
Jesus was on the entire earth, and they were people with leprosy and illness and everything.
Right. And left the world with it.
Yeah, and let's just look. Right. Ooh. Yeah. Right. Let's think about that, and just the whole fact that we are literally in a pandemic, and there are people that literally, I just think that's just such a slap in the face for people who have lost people, real loved ones,
and people
to
at
the
risk,
disease, and people who are at high risk. Exactly. So again, we're not gonna give this brother too much time, but all we're saying is leaders, you have these platforms. Be more conscious about what you're saying. Be more responsible. Absolutely. So, sir, you misguided minister, you're doing too much. All right, let's keep it moving, because time is flying. You better sing, Stefan. Number 4, I'm calling it Deep Dummies. I wanted y'all to hear it, but we don't have a lot of time, so I'm calling it Deep Dummies. So there's a sister. Let's see if I can. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull up her. I think I can if I do this real quick. So anyway, there's this sister on Facebook. She's a social media influencer. And basically, she came for Ricky Smiley, because Ricky Smiley had choice words. Her name is Tanya TKO. I don't know if you guys have heard of her before.
Yes, I have.
Yes. So, yes.
I heard of her a couple times.
So she kind of irritates me, honestly. I've listened to a few of her things.
We're on the same page.
Oh, my gosh. You see Deep Dummies. Okay, is what I'm saying.
Wow. I can't. Oh.
Okay, so anyhow, so she has this video, and she basically says she's condemning Ricky Smiley, saying that that he's come inappropriately for Dwayne Wade, and says, because Ricky says that Dwayne and Gabrielle are exploiting his child, which is the one who's trans.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
No, he's just saying that he's gay. Like, he was just saying that he's gay. That's
No. He says he's trans.
So he's trying to
Oh,
transition.
he's transitioning.
Yes,
Yeah, the 12-year-old is trying to transition.
Exactly. So yeah, he's not just gay. You know, like so
he
that
actually wants to go.
Oh
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
No,
he changed his name and everything.
He's a girl.
Yeah.
He's a girl.
He was wearing like skirts. Okay.
Ma'am, now does it all come back? Well, that's what he's saying, you know. And so she's a girl. Well, he's a girl. And so basically, so this is what Ricky says. He says, "I'm not coming for that." He says that I'm not saying, you know, if this is how he feels. He says, I understand that there are really people that are, you know, that deal with this belief, okay? And so he said, my issue is that, how old did you say he was, 13, 10, 12?
So he's a teen. He's a preteen.
He's a preteen. He said, this is my issue. He has on acrylic nails, okay, and a belly shirt. He was like, I'm not letting my little girl come out like that.
Right.
Why are we? Okay. He said, let's take out this whole thing about what.
Even if it was a girl,
If you want to be a little girl, then you need to be age appropriate.
Okay. And so he said, why are we making this acceptable for these young boys that are saying that they're trans, but then we want to treat our girl? So that's what he was saying. And so sis Tanya TKO just shaking her head.
The looks.
The thing that irritated, yes, the looks. What irritated me about the thing is that she went through this whole thing getting us prepared for her to say something, and really after all of that, all she did was promote her book that had nothing to do with anything. She was just
Sounds about right.
She was like, and okay, but before we get into it, I'm so frustrated about this. But my book, if y'all could just get that, and then I need y'all to like and subscribe. Like, we literally are just sitting there, like, okay, I'm like, okay, what point
are you gonna say about this topic?
She never got to the topic.
Yeah, no thanks.
So she never got to the topic to the very end, and when she tried to come for him, she had nothing to say. So again, you know, y'all, if y'all gonna call out, if you really do have something, you know, that you're calling out, I mean, because it's bolded.
Get to the point.
All she was explaining, all she was saying is she disagrees.
Pretty
I don't
much,
like what you said.
She just said I disagree, and that's
I disagree.
it. But she has over 1 million views. So you know, you know, maybe she's doing just enough, okay, to get what she needs. Okay, let's try to keep it moving. Number 3. I know you lying. So did y'all see that?
Yes.
Steven, say something about
laughing.
Yes. The family pet lion, I guess, attacked a guest. And the family had
First
to
of all, pet lion.
Pet lion.
I know you lying.
And they had to, the male in the family had to restrain the lion from attacking this little boy. Who made, and you gotta realize,
the woman too. The woman had the tiger or the lion by his mouth. Why do you, first of all,
she did go for his mouth. Like,
why is there a lion in your living room?
Why is there a lion? A real lion, a real one.
I don't like it. You're doing too much.
The part that got me was, but the man did calm the lion down.
Because he's probably raised him since a lion cub, but still, it's just
but
like.
But is that even legal? Like,
some places
to domesticate like a lion?
I mean, ask the Tiger King, because they be
having
like
but like you gotta have like certain permits and stuff set up for that.
You gotta realize, but they probably have.
In a house.
But they probably
literally have a house. Oh my goodness! And so we got the thing coming on. Well, let's let it go on. We'll try to keep going. My goodness, but yes, I think you do have that. Yeah, they're doing too much. Period. They're just doing too much.
Thank you.
That's that.
At the end of the day, the instinct is wild. So.
Yeah.
Doing too much. Okay. Y'all, we got 2 more. Let's see if we can get them in. And the station ID is going to come in like 5 seconds. We're going to hold for it.
WGLB AM 1560, 96.1 FM, W241CI Milwaukee.
And we're going to keep going because we got 2 more and we're a little after the 8 o'clock hour, but now we're actually free to keep going just a little bit more. So we're going to get in. So again, let's just go back down from number 5. We got our misguided ministers. Number 4, we got deep dummies. Yeah. And number 3, we got, I know you lying, y'all. They had a whole lion in the house.
I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
That's that privilege, I'm telling you.
Let me have a lion in my African American home.
You will get arrested.
I want to
arrested for some type of abuse of this animal.
You're gonna get shot, but they're gonna keep the lion.
And they're native to your land.
And say they saved them.
Right.
And take him back to Tanzania, Africa. Talk about they liberating him.
Oh my God! I'd be like, no, it's mine anyway.
Freedom.
Okay. All right. Number 2, doggy don't. So I just got on the animals. Okay. So here's the doggy don't. This is what I said. So here was the issue. So this is the thing. I think Lee's gonna put this picture of this dog and this beautiful little baby on the screen because I mean this is this massive pit and this little bitty baby, and I'm like, what are people doing? I know people like, you know, and I don't want to just say white people. I guess like it might be some black people, but it's like they love the dog almost more than their children. It's very confusing to me.
We could have a whole discussion.
I know, and that part it's like, so I'm calling it doggy don'ts because it's like, why you got it'd be newborns. You have a newborn letting these big old dogs lick their face.
Well, they claim that certain breeds are family friendly.
Why are they trying to prove that to us?
Good point. Great.
You got
great
this
question.
baby sitting.
This
Great
dog
question.
arm is longer than mine.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's not. It's like what are you
that
trying
dog
to prove?
way more than me.
That dogs aren't
At
dangerous.
on accident, that dog could hurt the baby.
Yes,
Like that's the
play,
part.
like
He
playing,
look like a
right.
little chicken nugget next to him.
Right.
Like
His
I
little-
don't know.
His little
It's
soft
true.
chicken nugget
Like
head.
like the dog they can't control their emotions like humans.
It's
So
true,
the
that's
dog
right.
get mad enough one day and throw a tantrum.
off of something that they don't even know.
It could
and
be a
your baby.
smell. Yeah.
A smell or a person that
Could
come
be a
in, they
person
get
that picked
defensive.
up the
The baby
baby.
crawls closely, or
And he think he's saving the baby, and he done bit the baby head off.
because what they can do with their babies,
Right. Which,
you
right.
can't do to human babies. You can pick them up by a little scruff in the back of
What
their
is wrong
throat.
with
You
the
can't
people?
do that.
They doing too
They
much.
doing too much.
They're
That's
doing
what
too
it
much.
is. Absolutely.
It's like we can't own slaves, so I guess we'll settle for these.
Oh my
my
God.
God. What in
Steven,
the
let's
world?
move on.
What in the world?
Oh my Lord.
Okay, and so number one, because we gotta go, we overtime.
Okay.
Subway, Houseway. And so, where is that coming from? Let me see if I can pull.
No,
that
I
up.
got you.
Oh, go ahead.
According
for
to
it,
CBS, there's a group that's trying to sue Subway because they claim that they're not using tuna. And they're literally, as we speak, they're trying to figure out what they claim it's a whole bunch of concoction of food that isn't tuna.
Like what?
But according to the PR rep,
Like
for
a hot dog?
Yeah, but according to the PR rep for Subway, they said they use 100% fresh tuna. So they're literally, as we speak, trying to figure out what's in the tuna.
But didn't they came from McDonald's like that?
Yeah, the
and
same group came for other
everybody
people.
still eat McDonald's.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the same group came for
not
Subway in 2017 because they said their foot long wasn't a foot long by an inch.
People have too much time.
No, they entitled, and
Hey,
I just,
that's a free
and I
lawsuit.
just feel like
That
this:
money.
if you go on the Subway for a tuna sandwich, I feel the same about you and your McRibs. Don't talk to me. You're blocked and you're questionable.
First
But they
of
said they're
all,
fresh.
But they did say that. But wait, okay, my mind just went like three different
Well,
directions at one time.
the scary part about the U.S. is all you need is a certain percentage of something to call the whole thing something.
Exactly.
So if you have a small percentage of, let's say, of cow meat, you can call it a burger, even though it's made with plastics and whatever else.
Sometimes those things kind of work out on our behalf, and now we actually start getting real tuna afterwards. So it's like no, it's 100% real tuna, like the chicken nuggets, because they came from chicken nuggets.
That's true.
And they said
They
it
were
wasn't
made
chicken, and
from
now they're like it's 100%
baby
white meat.
parts, yeah.
Ooh, baby parts. What?
But, no, the big
like,
chick
what?
parts.
They do the same for Taco Bell though, because it's like a part of it is. I like Taco Bell. I'm
First
sorry.
of all, can I just
They
sidebar
boil
real
they
quick because the Taco Bell, I be so happy when them fries come back. Have you had the
The
fries?
nacho fries, yes.
The
They are of
nacho,
God.
the fries Bel Grande, yeah.
I will take an order Taco Bell fries and a
Yeah.
meat my cake, please. Thank you.
It was so good.
And what about
Okay,
it?
okay, y'all. We about to wrap it up. So Subway, basically, and the other thing I heard about Subway too is that their bread was sugar or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, doesn't starch turn into sugar? Like, what
That's
are we
right.
talking about?
Like-
Okay, but bottom line, like you're not obligated to eat this stuff. Go buy your own
The-
can of
ooh,
tuna.
hence the law, right?
Exactly.
Go buy your own can of tuna and make your own sandwiches. Thank you.
Okay, and that's period. And I think that little
49
beat
cent
was like
chicken
it's
of the
time
sea.
to go. All right, so y'all, that has been your top 5 you doing too much moments of the week. Again, number 5, misguided ministers. Cheston R. I don't know what you're doing. Number 4, deep dummies. Tanya TKO, have a seat. Number 3, I know you lying, y'all. A lion in your living room. Okay, stop it. Number 2, doggy don'ts. Come on, y'all. Could you love your child more than your dog? Cause that
Ain't no way.
That ain't right. And number 1, Subway Houseway. Listen, just like Firecracker said, listen. If you got a problem with the sandwich, just make your own at home. Okay.
Plenty good recipes.
It's gonna be all right. Plenty good recipes. All right, y'all. So I want to leave you guys with your Kingdom Solution. Thank you again for joining us for the Saved in the City Radio radio
Overtime.
show. Overtime. I like it. Exactly. And so, again, what do we start out with? We said we start out talking about God being mindful of us, right? So I want to leave you guys with a scripture to take with you. And that is Psalms 115, 11 through 13. And it says, you who fear the Lord, trust in the Lord. He is their help and their shield. The Lord is mindful of us. He will bless us. He will bless the house of Israel. He will bless the house of Aaron. He will bless those who fear the Lord, small and great alike. Y'all, he's listening. He's watching. He is with us. Again, it's your girl, Iberia. We got Cherise. We got Steven. And T, she's here in spirit. We got. And we'll be back with you next week right here on WGAM 1560 96.1 FM on the Saving the City radio show. Love you guys.